My experience with donor milk has been just fabulous with these new mothers. They are sometimes so stressed out they can't produce enough for their premature babies. And so we have this wonderful bank that mothers donate their milk to. It's terrible if we run out.
About 5 years ago, my husband Kevin and I decided that we wanted to start a family. Fortunately, it didn't work out the way we had planned. We ended up experiencing 4 different miscarriages. When we weren't planning, Elise came along unexpectedly. It was a pretty complicated pregnancy. I'm sorry. Her GI doctor wanted her to increase her calories by fortifying the breast milk again with formula. She's older, she might tolerate it better, and sure enough, when we put her back on the formula, she started having the GI bleeding again. It's been a huge blessing to be able to receive milk donation just because the breast milk has gotten her so far along.
Are the only nonprofit milk bank that's actually certified as a tissue bank, the very same as heart tissue and kidney tissue. It only takes 1/4 ounce to feed a preterm infant. So since 2000, the amount of milk going out of this milk bank has been extraordinarily high. And the reason is a lot of the hospitals are beginning to use donor milk as a standard for their practice. And so any baby under 1,800 grams in the NICU gets human milk. They won't use artificial formula or artificial milk. They will only use human milk. Sometimes these mothers cannot provide the milk for surgical reasons or medication reasons. And so that's where donor milk comes in. Next year, we probably need 20 donors a day to give us milk to keep up with the demand.
With a phone call, and I got some information, and they took my information, sent me my packet, and I filled everything out, and I had to go through my OB, through my pediatrician, and get kind of approval from all sides. After we sent everything in, then we got the green light to do the blood work. Got a list of accepted labs and went and did a quick draw. And then when the results for that came back, we got another call from the milk bank saying that we could move forward. If it's something that you produce enough of, I mean, why wouldn't you source it out to help other people?
Speaking from the neonatology perspective, the most important thing is that we've seen a dramatic decrease in the incidence of necrotizing enterocolitis, known as NEC or NEC, which is a devastating bowel injury that happens to premature babies. So here at Packard, we've seen a substantial decrease in our incidence of NEC over the last few years since we've gone to a completely human milk-based diet for our premature babies. Any studies done continue to show benefits of a human milk diet for newborns in terms of bone development, in terms of preventing metabolic complications later in life like diabetes and obesity, in terms of IQ, better immunity, less ear infections, fewer colds, less diarrhea, just anything you mentioned. There is not a study out there that shows anything other than a benefit of a human milk-based diet. Yes, human milk has all kinds of great things in it, but you need to do it in a way that is safe and secure. One of the things that Humana milk banks like ours do is that we don't buy milk. We don't want there to be any economic incentive to someone to provide milk that perhaps they shouldn't. Our moms have to be tested, and the milk has to be pasteurized.
Fell in love with this little one. Very small, had a lot of respiratory issues. They're not sure whether she could see, that maybe she might be blind. And I wanted to do everything I possibly could to help her.
But I remember that I promised myself that one day I would be a mother to a foster child. She had problems with her asthma until she was about 4 years old. And then I noticed that she seemed to be getting stronger and her episodes seemed to become less intense. One thing that she's picked up is the trumpet, and she's good at it and she enjoys it. The other thing I can think of is that she's been on a swim team, and you know, she is a good swimmer and powerful, and it, you know, takes a lot of lungs to be a swimmer. Yeah. And she does volleyball.